Hi you guys, my name is Cherita and I'm the most positive person you'll ever meet. I guarantee it.
And it's bubbly, 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 bubbly. We are singing to our love.
Okay, so in today's video, I actually came across this thread on Twitter by Retired Cheerer. And so I reached out to them and I asked if I could use their thread in this video. And basically what they did is they did like a 1 like equals 1 cheer related opinion. And I know cheer opinions, obviously they range from, you know, whatever to whatever because they're opinions. Everybody has opinions. So I'm going to be taking a couple of these related opinions or cheer related opinions, and I'm going to be giving you guys my opinion on what they had to say. If you guys are interested in this video, go ahead and keep watching. Before I get started, make sure you click the subscribe button for new content. Ooh, my wrist popped. For new content almost every Tuesday and Friday. And also do not forget to link up with me on my social media. All of that information will be down below in the description box. So let's get started. Unless your hair is too short for a high ponytail, quit doing half up with long hair. It looks messy and distracting. I will have to agree with this. One of my pet peeves is watching teams do doubles and hair literally just like whapping them in their face, just like whipping around like whoo. And then, you know, they finish and they have to like, and they look, oh my gosh. And then sometimes they look like, you know, those teenage boys where they like part their hair and they're like that's what they look like sometimes. The hair is pretty, but it's very distracting when it comes to tumbling and twisting. So I 100% agree with that. Hey, you hush. I don't think tailless bows are cute. I have to disagree. I think tailless bows are super duper cute. I think they're just different and I tend to like different, but I really like tailless bows. To me, it's clean, because you know how sometimes tails, I mean, probably not so much anymore because we're getting very, we're just getting better at making bows. But sometimes, you know, the tails be like, you know, they like curl up at the end. You know what I'm trying to say. So I do like the look of tailless bows. Extra is not cute. Stop doing these big, annoying motions to distract from the rest of the routine. I 1000% agree with it. After you finish your tumbling pass, wave and move on, because the rest of it, I mean, at first, like, okay, yes, I get it, but then like all of the focus goes to that one person, and then it's like, okay, now you're doing too much. It's kind of like, do you guys remember when the center flyer thing started and they was doing the leg slap and this and the boom? I always say center flyer, but you know what I mean. I mean the center of the pyramid. But I mean, just doing the most. Like the first time it was cute and they didn't do too much. And then people just started doing like a full on like 8 count routine. Like bring it down a couple notches. So I definitely have to agree with that. Some lower level teams look much cleaner than actual Worlds teams. And one, yes, because some teams go to Worlds and they qualify with like less than an 80% because of how bids are, and then you get these lower level teams. Like I will always go back to this team, Cheer Factory, their junior one, they were robots. Yeah, like that has to be the cleanest team I've ever seen in my life. And when you are looking at summit teams in general, especially like level 1, level 2, those are really hard divisions to even get bids in to begin with. So when they get to summit, when they show up, they show out. So they definitely look cleaner than a lot of Worlds teams based on how Worlds teams get bids. Now, I didn't say all Worlds teams, some. The non-tumbling division was a good step in the cheer world, but it should be for a summit division. Should not call yourself a world champion if your team can't compete all aspects of cheer. And if you guys have been watching me for a while, you guys know I definitely agree with this. I did a whole video about it. If you guys want to see that video, I'll link it in the cards or down below or something like that. But I am not hating on non-tumbling. I just don't think it should be a Worlds division because a cheerleading routine is composed of multiple facets and tumbling is one of them. And Worlds is supposed to be prestigious. And so, yeah, that's just in a nutshell what I think. I don't think Star's Fashionista dance is iconic. I have to disagree with this one. I think the Stars Fashionista dance, if you guys don't know what it is, I'll insert a clip.
Everybody line up! The show is about to start. We have to show up, have a look, oh give a look. What are you wearing? Sean, John, Calvin Klein, Donna, Karen's Fashion Line, Valentino, YSL, Ferragamo, and Chanel. Kenneth Cole, Michael Kors, Mr. Ford, I can't afford. D&G and BCBG, looking good is never easy. I wanna be their nada to fit into my Prada. Louis Vuitton, beauty has a price.
I think the Stars Fashionista dance was way above their time, because back in the day, teams weren't really doing high energy dances like that. And so when they did it, it was like a game changer. So I think it's iconic in that sense. And I really like the choreography. So I think it's definitely an iconic dance. I wish the cheer world wasn't so money hungry. Quit giving out bids to mediocre teams who don't deserve the prestige. I agree. And I feel like a lot of people will agree with me on this one. There have been so many changes in the cheer world to where it's like, okay, like it's blatantly obvious that what you're doing right now is to keep people happy and to make money. Like, there's just been so many things where it's like, okay, all right, what's next? So I definitely agree with that. I don't know if I've ever said this before, but I think there should be a minimum score that teams should get in order to qualify for Worlds, to get a bid to Worlds. Because what happens is you get a set amount of bids, and then at the end of the season, you've got all these bids to get rid of, which they probably have too many bids to begin with, but they have all these bids to get rid of, and people go bid chasing because everybody else already has their bids, so they go to this competition because they're like, well, if we at least get first place, it doesn't matter our score, we can still get a bid to Worlds. And so, yeah, I think that's just a money type deal, but that's just me. USASF shouldn't have opened up the extra small division to everyone quite yet. Give it a few years to let the small gyms have an opportunity first, and then let it be a free-for-all best of the best. I actually agree with this. I liked the fact that there was an extra small division. I liked the fact that it was for the smaller gyms. I did a video about it. But since they already did open it up to a bunch, or to everybody else, I feel like they should have waited a couple years. Like, I don't feel like there was anything that was like pushing them to be like, hey, you have to make this open to all gyms and all teams now. So I don't know. I feel like give smaller gyms a chance to create that talent, and then you can open it up to everybody else. So I really, really agree with that. International Open Large Co-Ed 5 is one of the toughest divisions. I think it is now. Maybe about 4 years ago, I don't think it was. You should not be a Worlds team if the majority of your team doesn't have the level 5/6 skills. Go back to 1 through 4 or even restricted 5. I mean, collectively, I would think everybody agrees with this. And it doesn't say everybody on your team. It says the majority of your team. And I think that's for safety purposes first. And then, okay, we don't need to overcrowd the Worlds division with teams that don't need to be at Worlds. Rain is underrated because everyone thinks only of Blops in medium co-ed, and that's Cali and Woodlands Elite. And I agree with this. Like I said, I think medium co-ed is a really tough division, and a lot of people do forget about all these other great teams, including Rain. And Rain was just one of the teams that they put. And then the last opinion. Cheerleaders at pro sports games like the NFL or NLL who don't stunt are not cheerleaders, they are dancers. I agree with this wholeheartedly, and I feel like a lot of professional dancers or cheerleaders will tell you that they are dancers. A lot of them have dance backgrounds. There are a few NFL teams. I think there's 2, maybe 1. I know Baltimore Ravens for sure. I know they actually have cheerleaders who stunt. But other than that, maybe even, no. I think that's where like the stereotype of like cheerleading isn't a sport, because you think of like the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders, but they definitely have more of a dance background. Cheerleading to me involves stunting, tumbling, jumps, dance. So, you know, and the dancers are just dancing. Now they're doing more of like jazz because they do turns and they do leaps. So I definitely think they are dancers. That was a one like, one opinion thread, and let me know what you guys think. So I will link their Twitter below, and you can go to the thread and you can answer questions there if you want to, or you can answer them here. Do what you please. All right, so since it is Friday, I am going to be doing my Cheerio of the week, and my Cheerio of the week is Leanne Munoz. I hope I said that right. Probably not Frankie Moon. Oh, that's Munez. Leanne, thank you so much for being so supportive. I appreciate everything you do. If you guys would like to be Cheerio of the week, please make sure you guys follow me on all of my social media and make sure you guys are active with me. And also, I have a new channel. So if you guys want to follow me on that channel, you guys can go ahead and follow me on that channel. I will link that below as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a positive and love-filled day. Bye.